Welcome everybody. So today's video is going to be about how you set up, how you set a position of your tool. So there's different ways you can manually skim cut a part. For example, so my part is already cleaned up. So this part's got actually a second side finished. I flipped the part. I shifted my zero by 8,000. I've ran the facing finish. I got a skim. I skim cut the part. I went on the height gauge. I measured the part. The part is 19 inches and 6,000. My final length should be 18 inches and 875. So I have 131,000 stock. So I went back and I put my tool back at zero where the part was skim cut. And you can skim cut manually. You can set your part by touching, getting close to the part using a shim, bring it to the part closer like a 1000 shim. And what I mean by shim, it's like this piece of metal shim or steel shim. This is 1000 thick, and you just keep moving it and you bring the tool. Once you can move the shim, you ride on the part. So let's call it, so this is my Z. So right now, the tool is exactly where I skim cut the face. So right now, this is my zero. And I know I have 131,000 stock. So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can go into the handle mode, okay, and turn this mode till you're gonna hit that Z0. Then you go into the setup position. You're gonna see your Z offset. This is where you tell the machine where the part is. Then you go into a teach. Okay, then you go to the input. And you see if this changes, go back to the position and go to your Z and you see this is a zero. So this is how you teach the machine, let's say zero. If we want this to reflect that this is 131,000 because that's how much stock we have. So let's say we can go to setup info again, Z offset. Okay, once we press that, we have the keyboard coming out with the 131. Okay, but it has to have a teach pressed, because if we don't press the teach and we have a 131 here, okay, and then you press enter, it's gonna show the 131. And always go back to the position, and as you see, it's not 131. This was actually the position of the machine, not the actual part. Okay, so go back to setup info, press that Z offset, press 131. We have it here. We're gonna highlight the teach, so we're teaching the machine 131,000. I'm gonna press the enter. Okay, now it's gonna show us a different value. Soft key left, position, and as you see, we're at 131. Okay, there's a different way to do it. Okay, I'm just gonna go press here. I'm gonna teach it that this is a zero. Okay, just to show you guys. Now we're back where we originally, and sometimes in case if you're not sure or you're new, you can go and when you go to setup info, okay, look at this number and just write it down on a pad that this is where you were before, just in case you mess up, so you can always go back. You press this, you go to increment, okay, and you go minus 0.131, okay, minus 1.31. You press enter. Once I press enter, this is gonna shift. You go to the position, and this will subtract that 131,000 from where you were before. So technically, doing adjusting your Z positions on increment, usually it's the fastest, and like that's what I usually do. But if you're not, don't feel comfortable, like I said, if you're on a zero, just go to the handle, you know, move your machine to whatever position you are, you know. And once you, let me see, so let's say you go back to 131, and let's give it one more, and then you would go here, setup info, go here, just press teach, enter. If you don't put any value over here, it's gonna set it as a 0, and then you always go back here and make sure this is what you're looking for, and then you know you're 131,000 away from originally when you started. Okay guys, so that's how you set up your position of the part and letting the machine know where to start. Alright guys, thank you and see you next time.